In this week's premieres, we journey back to sexy, scandalous ye olde England, introduce you to your new true crime obsession, explore one of Marvel's more obscure superheroes, and step back into the kitchen with one of the world's most famous chefs. Scott, tell us more about it.
Up first, we have the highly anticipated return of Netflix's wildly popular period drama, Bridgerton. Fans of the series will be happy to hear that the new season is doubling down on all the things you loved the first time around: juicy drama, glamorous gowns, and steamy love connections. And just to shake things up even more in Regency-era London, we have the debut of the Sharma family, its matriarch Mary, and her daughters Kate and Edwina. All episodes of Season 2 drop March 25th on Netflix. Over on Apple TV+, we have the premiere of Min Jin Lee's multi-generational Korean drama, Pachinko. The series follows the hopes and dreams of 4 generations of a Korean immigrant family, beginning with the story of a forbidden romance that leads to a sweeping saga taking place in Korea, Japan, and America. Over its 8-episode run, the trilingual drama treats its viewers to a lesson in Korean history and identity, and is already being described by many critics as one of the best shows of 2022. Seeing as we're only in March, that's a pretty big claim. On March 25th, you can watch the first 3 episodes and decide for yourself. Check it out on Apple TV+. On March 29th, Hulu premieres The Girl from Plainville, making it the latest in a long line of ripped from the headlines miniseries. Elle Fanning stars as Michelle Carter, the Massachusetts teen who was convicted of involuntary manslaughter for texts encouraging the suicide of her boyfriend Conrad Roy. The true story explores the 2 teens' relationships, the events leading up to Conrad's death, and later Michelle's conviction of involuntary manslaughter. If you're in the mood for a thoughtful and interesting take on a well-tread dramatization formula, check out The Girl from Plainville on Hulu March 29th. March 30th, Disney Plus adds another Marvel legend to its roster with Moon Knight. The series follows Stephen Grant, a pretty chill gift shop employee at a London museum who becomes plagued with blackouts and memories of another life. Our boy Stephen soon discovers he has a dissociative identity disorder and shares a body with mercenary Mark Spector, a former US Marine who has been given supernatural abilities by an Egyptian moon god. I mean, I'm already confused, but also kind of intrigued. You can check out this wild ride March 30th on Disney+. Rounding out March, we have Julia, which lands on HBO Max March 31st. Julia, as the name would imply, explores the life of the iconic television chef Julia Child, who pioneered the cooking show genre. I mean, what other Julia did you think I was talking about? This 8-episode biodramedy hones in on the earliest days of the French chef, exclusively covering the first season of the show within the show, leaving plenty of room for a potential second season. You can watch Julia on HBO Max starting March 31st.
And in this week's finales, we say farewell to M. Night Shyamalan's family thriller, John Hodgman's animated mystery series, and the Fresh Prince of a reimagined Bel-Air. Liz, what you got for us?
All right, and now on to the finales. Make sure you grab your favorite beverage and snack, and we'll get started on March 25th with The Servant on Apple TV. In case you've missed it, this is a psychological thriller that has followed a couple who is mourning a life-changing tragedy and hired a live-in nanny. Now, the series has taken massive turns and twists, and it's equal parts creepy and addictive. So if you haven't caught up, make sure you do, because this finale, I'm sure, will leave us on the edge of our seats as only M. Night Shyamalan does. The Servant on Apple TV, March 25th. On March 27th, on the CW, we're going to finale March. This has been the limited docuseries that follows Marching Storm. That's the marching band at Prairie View A&M. You'll catch all the highly competitive and stressful rehearsals, practices, the blood, sweat, and tears that go into being one of the very best marching bands. Again, that's March on the CW on March 27th. On March 29th, we have the finale of Promised Land. Now, this series started on ABC and then moved over to Hulu. And this is a story about 2 Latino families and their pursuit for power and money and ownership over the same American dream. You won't want to miss this. Promised Land, again, it is now on Hulu on March 29th. On March 31st on FXX, we have Dicktown. This is an animated series that has followed an unlikely pair of detectives who have been trying to solve those very important mysteries of their town, Dicktown, or AKA Richardsville, North Carolina. You won't want to miss this season finale or catch up on the whole series. Again, this is Dicktown, FXX, March 31st. And we're going to round out the week on March 31st with Bel-Air, this Peacock original. Follows Will Smith, played by Jabari Banks, as he walks through and gets to go live with his auntie and uncle in Bel-Air from West Philadelphia. You won't want to miss this Peacock original finale, Bel-Air, on March 31st.